Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double Mishnah Yomi. We're learning Perek Aleph, Maasros, Mishnah Zayin and Ches. Mishnah Zayin says Yayim Mishi Kafe. We're talking about a Gabar Malacha, where no longer you can. It's not just onus on Maasros, where you're chayav. You can't eat a meal out of what you're doing, but you could have a snack. We're discussing now the Gemara Malacha, or you can't even snack from something. So when it comes to wine, how do you know? Mishi Kafe. We're talking about when you put the wine in the big vat, in the big area, the vat, I guess, where you gather the wine. Once the seeds and the klipa, the peel, come off of it, they float to the top, right? Then it's considered wine, and it's considered Gemara Malacha Alvi Shakifa. However, even when it reaches this stage, you can take from the Gad Al Yon. I mean, you have a place on top, which is a smaller vat, which drips into the bigger vat. The smaller vat is not Gemara Malacha yet. And similarly, a seen or a pipe that empties out into the bigger vat, also you can take from the pipe itself, as long as it didn't get to the bigger vat of Shosa. You can drink aray, Hashem and Mishieret La'uka. Oil, when it goes into the uka, I guess this is a place where uka is a bag that you put under the olive press. Av Bishayarad. Notam min ha'ekel ben ha'memel ben ha'petzim v'nosen chamita or tamchoy avolitin l'kdeir l'lafis shein rotchen. Even though technically once the olive press goes, you put it in the bag and the olive press is about to be pressed on it, even if it presses on it, if some olives squirt out from the olive press and they're not pressed down, so those min ha'ekel ben ha'memel ben ha'petzim, right, they're between, they're just not pressed. They weren't crushed the olives, so then you could still eat from those olives harai. And you could take those and put them, the olive oil that wasn't crushed or wasn't fully crushed, you could take it and put it into the chamita or tampoy. These are talking about klishenis over here. Tampoy is a serving bowl, right? You take off from the frying pan, you took off from the cholent pot, and you put in a bowl to serve it. That's klisheni, because we're kaimulan that bishul or aish, right? If it's kli rishon, which in Masech Shabbos is mavashel, so that it's a Gemara Malacha. But if you put in a klisheni, that to put the oil in, it's not mavashel. We're kind of like mavashel, but you can't put a kedera lafish and roshkin. It's talking about the pot on the fire, or even a pot that you took off the fire. If it's kli rishon, right? You can't put that oil in because that's gemara malacha. Yehuda omer lekolu nosin chutz midar sheish b'chom etzir. Yehuda says even a kli rishon you can put the oil in, and you're allowed to eat from that, right? Because we're talking about eating from this without taking off chumas and maisos, except dar sheish b'chom etzir. If it has vinegar or brine, so those are strong things, so therefore it cooks even in a kli rishon. We don't hold it Rabbi Yehuda, we hold the kli rishon is mavashel, even without chometz tzir. Ched ha'igol mishiach halikenu. The eagle, eagle is, they have these fig cakes they made in circles. When is the Gemara Malacha? When you pour liquid on top of it to smooth it out, so that's Gemara Malacha. Machlik b'teinu v'navim shel tevel. However, the juice that you took from figs or from grapes and used it to smooth it out, so that juice itself, even though it was tevel, it wasn't taken up shumas, that's not the Gemara Malacha for that, because it's not really used for that. Yehuda Oser, he says no, it is. It does make that the juice aser. Similarly, in terms of tuma, right? If you take anavim, the juice of grapes, and you put it on top of these fig cakes, lo hochshar, it doesn't make the fig cakes ready to mekal tumah. Yehuda Omer hochshar. Again, grape juice, yain is normally machshir. He says it's not hochshar because then this is not the normal way of using it. Hagros mishayadosh. The fig cakes, when you press them, umagura mishayagel. Sometimes you made them you put them in a barrel, you make them a round barrel fig cake. Sometimes you put them into a storehouse, right? Mishayagel. Also, you made it into a circle and you put it into the storehouse. That's the malacha. Yadash b'chabes uma'agel bagura. You were pressing it down into a barrel, or ma'agel magura. You're making it at a machine to make it into circles, and you put it into the warehouse. Nishbra chavetz and iftachah magura, and while you're doing that, the barrel broke. So some fig cakes are already circles, and some weren't, and now your storehouse collapsed. It broke to the ground. You shouldn't eat from it arai, because we're talking about the ones that were on the bottom of the barrel, or the ones already in the warehouse, because those, even though technically the barrel broke and the warehouse was destroyed, it was already gemar malacha. Nothing you can do it. Yossi says, no, because being a warehouse has to be full, and a barrel has to be full. Until it's full, it's not koveya. We don't hold like Rabbi Yossi. We hold once it's in there, once in the barrel, that's already a gemar malacha, and you can't eat from an arai. When I talk about kli sheni, kli rishon mavashal, kli sheni mavashal, would have thought of somebody else's maasros? Thought about the Shabbos. Let's talk about that next. Coming up, Ian Mitzil, I'm going to talk about Kli Rishon Mavashal, Kli Sheni Enu Mavashal, Ahilchos Maasros. Interesting what to learn from this. See you there. Bye.